But what people don't talk about is that when nations go into recessions, there's always opportunities that can be found there. In every crisis, there's opportunities. Investing is similar to any job, any business. It's based on your skill. The amount of money that you make is based on the skills that you have. Similar to what stock do I know right now will have a good business in the next few years.
Welcome back to another episode of All Over the Place with Lane Fable. I'm your host, Lane Fable, and today we have a guest from the other side of the world. He is a stock trader, an entrepreneur, and a friend that I met on a boat in Coron in the Philippines. Marvin Germo.
Hello, thank you for having me. So yeah, I think that was like 2 or 3 years ago when we were in Coron.
Yeah, I think 3 already.
That's when you were starting.
That's so sad.
That's when you were starting out your YouTube channel. I remember that you were filming with your drone, and your drone.
Yes, and the drone got stuck. I just got started, and I remember no one was watching at the time, and I was just like, I really want to remember this. And then after that trip to the Philippines, it really started picking up, and I was like, whoa, people care and people want to watch. So you were there before it all.
Yeah, it was a fun trip. Yeah, I hope you come back. I hope you see Coron again after all of this pandemic travel that's all done. Yeah.
It's making me realize, like, I can't just be like, oh, yeah, I'll come back next year. I'll come back in a few months. Like, now when this is over, when you want to do something, go do it. There's no waiting for it anymore because you just never know.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit prior to the episode about quarantine, and I would love to not talk about it as much as we possibly can, but since we're catching up, would you do the honor of telling a little bit of the story about how we met from your account?
We were in a tour. So for those who haven't been to Palawan, when you go to Palawan, they have a city. Then the best part of the tour is going through the islands. So you have to take a boat. Then everyone who doesn't know each other will be bunched up in one boat. So the very first 5 minutes, Lane was already chatty to everyone in the boat, and she had her camera. Oh, I have a vlog. Subscribe to my channel. So,
I was like handing out my cards.
Yeah, so that's how it started. Then in every stop, you would put out your drone. You would bring out your GoPro. You would dive. You would go to other parts where there are nice corals and other people don't want to go. So yeah, so that's how it started. Then after, I think we went out for crabs for dinner with everyone else, lobsters with everyone else in the tour.
The tour, yeah. We all like became really quick friends, and it was so great because sometimes you can get stuck on a boat with people who just want to stay to themselves. But it was so great to have you and Yvonne and everybody just kind of come together, and we made it an even better time than it already was.
And at that time, 3 years ago, I knew it. Lane will be a very popular YouTuber.
Oh, thank you. You thought that?
Huh?
You thought that?
I'm just saying it now.
I figured. Well, okay, that's actually something I wanted your... Coming from you, your YouTube channel has blown up.
But you have more subscribers than
Yes, but do you want to know the problem? This is an issue I have right now, and I would like to address all of the Filipino listeners and followers that are paying attention to this episode because you know Marvin from your home country. I am perplexed that Filipino viewers, not all of them, some of you guys are very, very loyal, but they will only watch the videos from the Philippines, and then they're like, peace.
That's interesting. I think one of the reasons why they watch the videos from the Philippines is they want to see how foreigners react to the food, how foreigners react to the places, and then knowing Filipinos, they will suggest, oh, you have to try this, you have to go there. If you're in this area, you have to try this, you have to see this interesting spot. So
yes,
things like that. I guess the Filipinos that will follow you also outside the Philippines are people who are really interested in travel, other places that they haven't seen before, and those that are loyal to Lane Fable, super loyal to Lane Fable. So
yes, and I mean I would hope, because I would like to think, not without being too humble brag, like I have a somewhat bubbly personality that hopefully yes, you seeing the videos from the Philippines like drew you in, but hopefully you would care enough to kind of follow me through the next journeys. And I'm starting to realize like it just hasn't quite happened that way. A lot of videos kind of fell off when I left the Philippines. And if I do like a Filipino food taste test, that video will do well.
Yeah.
And then everyone kind of just stops watching again. And it's something that I'm trying to figure out, because I obviously love everyone from the Philippines that is supportive, but I'm intrigued, maybe from your point of view, do you find yourself that like with my channel even you're like intrigued in the travel, and then the other like family vlogs and things, it's just kind of like, oh, I'll wait till she's traveling again.
And I think it's also part of the YouTube algorithm, because
Yes.
some of your videos that are not Filipino related don't pop up as much. So just for example, your Jollibee video, it still pops
Yeah.
up until now. So
You see it?
yeah, it still pops up. So yeah.
No way.
Yeah. So I think it's not just people's watching behavior. It's also about what YouTube shows in front of people. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm not an expert. You're the one who knows all of those taggings
Well,
and
there's-
SEOs, etc.
Yeah, and there's a lot. I've actually gotten recently a few people. I don't know if you've heard this from anyone in your channel, but they're not getting notifications when I post. They're saying that YouTube didn't tell them that I had a new video out. And I'm like, that really hurts, because normally people find your video when they get a notification, you know?
Okay, so to Filipinos watching this, please subscribe to Lane's channel. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
unsubscribe to my channel. Just watch her channel.
Oh, no, you must subscribe to Marvin's. So let's talk a little bit about, I know I'm going to come on your podcast or for your video next, but I definitely want to know, maybe for some of the people listening that aren't privy to investing money or the stock market, what would be your kind of, and I know you have tons of videos on this, but what would be your tips, like your dumbed down tips of quick investing, the first things you should know when you're just starting out?
Here's one of the biggest misconceptions on investing. People think that when you invest, you just put in money, then it's gonna miraculously work hard for you, or they think it's people think that investing is like the lottery. You put in your money and then you put in $100 and it becomes $10,000 later on. But what people need to see is investing is similar to any job, any business. It's based on your skill. The amount of money that you make is based on the skills that you have. Similar to, it's about knowing what's a good real estate deal, where's an area where there's a larger market that will buy for you, or what are the rental rates in that area. So, or if it's a stock, what's a stock that's undervalued? What stock do I know right now will have a good business in the next few years? Like for example, generally because of this pandemic, in the States they call it stay-at-home stocks. So stocks that normally will do well because people are staying at home. Netflix, Zoom, Amazon, Facebook, or essentially if you look at a lot of the companies in the States that do a lot of online deliveries or that sell their stuff online. So it could be your normal fast food chains, but they're making a lot of money because people are ordering online. So things like that. It's a skill in a way that you have to know what you're getting into. It's not get rich quick, but it's something that you really have to work hard for. So whenever you see either YouTube videos of people saying that I placed in this much and I became this much with just by studying for 1 hour, I don't think that happens to everyone. It could be for some select people, but it's something that you really work hard for. So
absolutely.
So if you're asking for a tip, number one, just put your money on something that you already know or something that you're already skilled at. So it doesn't make sense investing in an opportunity if you don't have any skills or gifts on that. But skills could be developed. It could be something that you can learn over time. But a lot of people are saying, I'll invest right now because it's so cheap, there's so much opportunity. But if you know nothing about it, you're just gonna lose money. So
yeah, because you're just gonna pick random companies.
So like Lane's so rich right now.
Oh, oof. No, I just told you my views have been down, so that directly equates to less money.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I do have to say though, have you heard of YouTube memberships? It's really interesting.
Okay, that's like a community, right, where people sign up for? member. Yeah.
Yes, it's similar to, I would say, like Patreon. It's like that where people pledge, they get to choose a tier and they pledge a certain amount of money to you every month, and they get either extra content or extra live videos or things like that, or they just want to support you and they get little emojis in the live chats. So I find that that has been so helpful, and it really shows you like the most loyal subscribers, and you get to interact with them even more. And I found it to be so fulfilling, and it's made me really love YouTube again.
So you tried it? Is it good? Is it working?
Yeah,
Oh.
I just hit 20 members, which I am so proud of. So shout out to all of the members. I love you guys so much. You guys are the
Whoa,
best.
I'll try it. I
Yeah.
was actually thinking about it already before. I had this tiers already, but I didn't push through with it yet. I tried to make, a lot of people are asking about Patreon. I tried it also just a few days ago. So I've been trying to experiment a lot of things because of the lockdown. There's a lot of free time.
Yeah.
I could do a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah, so yeah, a lot of experimenting can be done right now.
Exactly. I'm trying to think, because I'll be honest, I don't know too much about investing. I've learned a little bit from my dad, and I have the app Robinhood, so I've been playing around with that. But what would be...
Robinhood's popular now.
Yeah, do you guys have it in the Philippines as well?
I think it's more for the States. More people are using it in the States. Yeah, we have
States.
different apps here also.
Do you recommend those apps, or do you recommend finding a broker or somebody to actually help you with a portfolio?
What's nice about Robinhood is the charges. It's you pay for nothing, and because everything right now is from your phone, everything right now is based off the internet. If you call someone to do it for you, they're just gonna transact it also, either through their laptop or their phone. Which in the 90s or the 80s, that was the only way to do it, because not everyone had access to it. But now, since you can do it anywhere, my suggestion is just do it yourself. However, you still need to study it.
Yeah.
Those apps are just like, they're just a platform for you to be able to transact. But the one who's transacting, the one who's making the trade, it's supposed to be you. So you have to analyze what stock to buy, when to buy, how much of my money do I allocate, how many stocks do I buy? Do I buy only technology stocks, or do I buy fast food chains? Do I buy pharma companies, etc.? So the analysis will always fall onto you. Those apps are just a platform for you to be able to transact.
Will you tell me a little bit about the services you offer? Because I know you as an entrepreneur have grown so much over the past 3 years. I've been following everything online, of course.
I trade stocks, so that's part of it. Then part of that, I also share what I know. But all of that, we normally travel to different cities to talk. However, because of this pandemic also, I don't know when will the next one be outside, so I canceled or at least postponed a lot of them. I guess if people just want to learn, they can just go to my YouTube channel. It's all for free right now. So everything that they can use to build skills in whatever aspect that they have, they can see it there. But there, I have books, but yeah, it can be delivered to anywhere in the world. That's the best way. That's the best way
Yeah.
to do it.
Congratulations. I know you are acclaimed worldwide author. What is it like writing a book? Like, what is that process even like?
It's hard for me because I'm not really a writer. What I can say in like 15 minutes, it will take me a day to write it down. So I that's why I like YouTube more, because it's easier for me to express my thoughts.
Yes, YouTube.
It's easier for me to express my thoughts and to share, as compared to writing it. So my first book came out 2013, and I don't know, it took me it when I write, it has to be intentional, meaning there are times that I try to write in a day, I can write nothing, but there are times that midnight I write 3 to 4 hours straight. So it has to be intentional. Then it's something that when I write, I have to really set a lot of time to do it. But it's hard. I think the hardest part is thinking about the concept of what you want to share. Even though you want to share a lot of things, it's about making the outline and then making it cohesive to each other, making each point part of the whole grand thing, and then putting the examples. And then part of that also is, if you for people who read my book, they will know that when they read it, it's just like me speaking. So the way I write
Yeah.
it is, it's like I'm thinking of what I'm saying in public, and then I'm writing it down. Then it's important to get editors who know you, and for at least for me, they know you, they know how you speak, so it doesn't change the voice, the
Your
tone.
voice,
Then
yeah.
part of that also, since most of them are investing books, at least they invest in the stock market. So whatever jargons that are there, whatever technicalities, they also would know, so they don't get drowned out. But it's a lot of effort, it's a lot of time. And when I was doing it, there were ebooks already at that time, but mine was mostly paperback books already. Paperback books. I'm just gonna start. I was supposed to. I was planning to publish one book from the lockdown and try at least an ebook right now. Maybe soon, maybe soon. But yeah, books take some time.
Yeah, I've always been intrigued by the process, but I have enough of a hard time outlining a YouTube video and seeing that to fruition. So I think I might leave the books to professionals.
What you can do,
like you.
and this is something
Yeah.
that I may try in the future. This podcast, have it transcribed, and then make an outline from that. Then have an editor fix it up also for you. So at least it's something that you're saying.
Ooh.
It's something that's part of your ideas also. Then someone will just make it into a better worded version. So that's an idea. Yeah. So
That's
a lot of the talks,
interesting. That's a really good idea.
so a
Yeah.
lot of the talks that I have. So some of
Sorry.
them that are in video, I could have them transcribed also. So something like that.
Yeah, so you're also a keynote speaker. I know that. Do you still at all get nervous when you get in front of a large group of people to speak?
I think it's part of it. It's part of it. But the reason why I like talking is it's just fun for me. So I don't. Some people, their sport is basketball. So when they play in front of audiences, they get nervous. But once they start playing, all of that nervousness gets thrown out the window. So the same thing with speaking also. When you think about it, when you're about to start, that's where it becomes nerve-wracking. But once you're there already, because you really like what you're doing, you forget everything.
Yeah.
So,
That's the best. I only have spoken on a panel once, and because I think it was the first time I ever spoke on a panel, I was so nervous. And you can sit me in front of a camera, I'm fine. But it was in front of not even like a lot of people. But I just remember my leg was shaking, and I was like, "What?" I was like, I can't control my leg." And luckily I was wearing like a long dress. So if you guys go back and see the vlog, just know that I was my whole leg was shaking under that entire, of course I vlogged it, but I just remember being like, wow, I thought I'd be a natural at it, but like anything else, it takes practice to speak in front of people.
yeah, practice and doing it so many times. I guess because the first time I got invited to speak was 2010, so it's been a decade already.
Oh, wow,
doing this.
congrats.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so even the TV interviews before I got started 2010. So the first TV interview, if I saw it, I was so stiff, I was nervous. But if you do it now, it's because you do it over and over. I think practice and experience makes you better in anything that you do, regardless of if you're a YouTuber, you're a chef, you're a boxer. It's all about practice.
Yes.
So practice does not make perfect. Practice makes permanent, because you've done it so many times. What in front of 1,000 people, it's just the same as you're doing it by just you in your room, something like that.
I love that. And it's true. It's the more you practice and the more you become comfortable with your craft and your skill, like you were saying earlier, it absolutely helps. Now, I want to jump a little bit to something I know that we've spoken about before in our videos. The video that we made the last time I was in the Philippines with you and we met up. Is Jollibee still as big as ever? Is it growing? Is the hype falling? What is your take on that?
Jollibee right now, I think they're one of the biggest chains in the world. But of course, McDonald's is big, Domino's is big. They're one of the biggest. However, because of the lockdown, their biggest markets are China, US, and Philippines. So those three are all affected as well. So it's certain that their income this year might not be as big as 2019. Then that's what I'm gonna ask you for the next video. They bought
Oh.
Smash Burger.
Yeah.
So So Smash Burger, I think, is not doing so well in their portfolio. So
It's so interesting that you say that because when you brought it up to me, I haven't heard that name since I was in high school. Like that is the last time I've eaten it, which is terrifying to think, but that's pretty much like 10 years ago is probably the last time I've eaten it. I don't see them. I think the one that I used to go to, which is like 35 minutes away from me, is still there, but I don't see them around. But it's really interesting that you brought that up because it made me think. Well, let me backtrack a little bit. I also, for as much as I show that I eat Jollibee online, I really don't eat fast food that often. So I hate to say it, but I also don't invest in it because it's not something. Obviously, I believe in food. Food is very dear to my heart, and I do enjoy fast food every once in a while. But I'm hoping there's going to be a movement where people are kind of like, no, we need to be putting better quality food in our body. That being said, I still eat fast food from time to time, so I guess take that with
but that
grain of salt.
that being said, also that's, I think, one of the next frontier. Not next frontier. It's already happening now. Like Beyond Meat, so things like that. Those are the companies that.
Oh, come on, but do you think Beyond Meat is a good idea?
I mean, anything that will give people an alternative. I don't know if they're the ones that will be super mainstream around the world.
Yeah.
But, and people want something that's healthy. So a company that can produce something in line with that, I think will do very, very well. It can be plant-based protein that's an alternative, or it can be something that's really organic. So
I see what you're saying. Just an alternative. My big issue with the whole Beyond Meat, just like, what is it? It's just like oils, and it's just like mush that is meant to look like meat, but that's what you're trying to get away from. So why do you want it to look and taste like it? It blows my mind. I'm like, if you don't want to eat meat, eat a leaf. If you don't want to eat just vegetables, eat meat. I don't know. It really, I find it so intriguing. I've also never tried Beyond Meat. Just the name, ugh.
I think some people like the texture still of it.
Yeah.
That they still like the feeling that they're eating it. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm on keto. I do keto. Not
Really?
Not very strict. Not very strict, but yeah, that's why I lost weight.
Well, yes. Yeah, will you tell me a little bit about your health journey if you're comfortable speaking about it? Because I know that obviously I met you three years ago, and then I didn't see you for a year, and the second time I saw you, honestly, I almost didn't recognize you. I was like, Marvin, what?
Okay, that was when we went. No, that was 2017. I just started the diet at that time. So when we met in Corona, I think I lost 20 pounds at that time already, or around 50 to 20 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And when we met again, I lost another 20 plus. So it's 40 plus pounds.
Wow.
40 plus pounds in general. Yeah, so yeah, it's not really for health reasons. It's just that if you're not handsome, you can't be chubby. So yeah.
You're crazy.
So
Wait, but what
that's why.
kickstarted it? Was there like, so it wasn't like you didn't like the way you felt, you literally were just like, it's time for a change?
No, I went to my friend in Mindanao had a farm, so we visited his place. When we were there, I was curious, why are you eating all meat and vegetables? So he said, I'm trying this, I'm skipping off sugar and carbs. So what he did when we left, he gave me a large batch of lettuce to bring to Manila. So that kick started everything. It was just more of that. But yeah, at that time, I lost like 6 inches from my waistline. So at that time, it was so bad that if my phone would fall, it would be hard for me to pick it up.
Really?
My tummy was so big. Yeah.
I mean, I think comparing it now, is there a huge difference in quality of life? Because I would love for your story to maybe inspire one person that listens to be like, hey, I should make a lifestyle change, you know?
Yeah, because sugars for. I know you like sugar.
Oh,
Sugar is bad.
I love
Sugar is
sugar.
bad.
It's so bad for you.
Yeah, sugar is bad. Sugar is addicting. Sugar is when I stopped I would drink Coke twice a day before. Lunch Coke, dinner Coke.
Wow.
Then I would remember what we eat in Toby's. the brownie, and then the mocha that you like. I would order that almost every day with Coke after meals.
I know,
So,
you don't even put sugar in your coffee anymore.
yeah, so I don't put sugar in my coffee. So when I stopped it, sugar gives you an artificial boost of energy. But once the sugar is out, you lose that energy. So when you stop sugar, your energy is natural. I found that I was a bit stronger also, just because I didn't drink coffee. I didn't drink I didn't have anything with sugar.
Sugar. Yeah, I really need to kick that habit. I am absolutely 100%, without a doubt, addicted completely. I just had a bowl of ice cream before we filmed this. In my defense, it's currently 10:27 p.m., so it was after dinner. It's not like it's 10 a.m. where Marvin is, but that's still, it's a bad habit. Bad habit.
So that's basically it. What I tried so many types of diets. I tried Cohen. I tried counting my calories, but because you travel, it's keto became more practical for me because you just need to know the things that you need to avoid, and then you can buy But that's why I'm not very strict. I could go to Jollibee, then eat Chicken Joy, so I wouldn't just eat rice with it.
Gotcha.
That's how it is. But for people who are very
So you eat no rice?
yeah. But now there's substitutes like adlai. It's a Filipino. It's I think it's protein. But it doesn't have any sugar in it. But it feels like rice also. So it's like
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know that. So, but you eat no rice ever?
I would eat from time to time, especially when
Okay.
because there was a time 2017 around December. I was losing weight so fast that I needed to eat rice because if I didn't eat rice, I think I would lose more. So
Yeah, just like
So after that,
lose
it's-
too much weight.
yeah, so I lost my weight from I kept losing weight from January 2017 up until September 2017, something like that. It was around 45 pounds in that duration. Then from
Wow.
September 2017 to now, it's just about maintaining it. Which maintaining it is harder than losing weight. People always say losing weight is harder, but trying to maintain it is, for me, it's harder because there has to be discipline also attached to it.
I agree. I think it's absolutely harder because when you're seeing the results, you're like, "Oh, I want to keep going. I want to keep going." But once you kind of hit that goal, you're like, "Well, what if I just, have a brownie, or I'm doing so well, what if I just, eat?" And then you fall back into those habits, and that's how I ended up in the beginning of quarantine. I wasn't working out every day like I normally do, and let's just say it was not good. And you see my Instagram stories. We cook a lot in this house, so there's a lot of food.
Yeah, there's a lot of food.
Is there anything else that you would like to leave the listeners with?
About what? About
Anything. It could be about anything, whether it's your expertise or just some life advice.
that's a good question. Yeah, to everyone watching, I don't know. I think this is the best time for you to build on your skills since everyone is on lockdown. Instead of just watching TikTok videos every day, instead of watching Netflix, try to also watch something that will help you learn and help you pivot. Because at the end of the day, because of this pandemic, because of this lockdown, there will be some jobs and businesses that will be extinct after this. So if you think that you are in that sector, that your job, your business will be threatened, it's time to pivot. It's time to innovate. It's time to build skills. And people have been saying that this will cause the whole world to go into a very, very long recession. But what people don't talk about is that when nations go into recessions, there's always opportunities that can be found there. In every crisis, there's opportunity. So if you don't build your skill, you won't be able to spot what opportunities are there. So find the opportunity in the crisis, because what people don't talk about are the ones that make it out. And you don't go into this crisis trying to survive. You try to thrive, and you don't just try to, how can I go from day to day? You try to come out winning after this. So the best way to do that is to subscribe to Lane Fables channel, because
Oh, thank you. And I think that is the best advice. Don't try to survive, thrive. And it's true. You really remind me of my godfather. He's an entrepreneur and he has the best advice. And he told me in the beginning of this quarantine when it first started and everyone was so scared and no one knew when there would be
Yeah.
any end in
Yeah.
sight. He was like, Lane, businesses are going to change. So learn how
Yeah.
you can cater to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I basically just wanted to say thank you so much for coming on, and I will gladly have you on anytime you want to promote your next book, your next keynote, anything.
No, I just want to be part of Lane Favor's life. That's the.
Oh,
that's the-
you are. You're a friend for
that's the
life,
goal
Marvin.
In all of this, yeah.
Well, you've already reached it, and I miss you guys so much. And I can't wait to come back and we can go out to
Is
dinner
there
again.
is that in the works for 2021, 2022?
So it all depends on when Americans are allowed to travel again, really, and are allowed, because I know some countries are reticent to let Americans in, especially coming from New York City since it was epicenter in our country. But yes, it's absolutely in the works. I want to come back more than anything, and I'm going to make it happen. Maybe FlyPal will sponsor me. You guys tweet at them, tag them, tell them you need me to be a sponsor of theirs.
Oh, they fly straight from New York to Manila.
Or an ambassador of theirs. I don't know. I'm losing my mind. It's so late here. I'm half asleep. But yes, they fly directly from New York to Manila. And I was, funny enough, looking at flights for the end of May. Or actually, it was the end of April. But I wanted to come this year. And then this craziness happened. And yeah, well, we all know how that went.
Oh, so okay, so wow. So, but if you would have gone, what islands would you have visited?
I didn't even get that far. I was just gonna I was gonna book a ticket and I was gonna come see Aileen, and they had a trip to either Taiwan or Japan. I wanted to go to Japan while I was over there. Japan is like a dream of mine to go to. So I figured I could fly into Manila, see everybody, maybe do a few meetups, and then go to Japan, and then come back to Manila. Hopefully, I want to go to Siargao. I really want to go to
Siargao's nice. I
Siargao.
haven't been to Siargao, but yeah, Siargao's nice.
We'll have to go next time
And
I
Japan's
come.
also nice. There's a lot of Japan.
Yes.
Food is good. People are nice. It's very very clean.
I was gonna say, what more do you need? Good food, good people. You have me
Japan's
sold.
nice. Yeah. So yeah, next year we're gonna.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. And if you would like to support the podcast, please join the channel, or you can support us for as little as 99 cents a month on anchor.fm/lanefable. And thank you to Marvin. Make sure to go check out his channel, follow him on Instagram. And I'm actually going to go hop on to we're going to do an interview for his channel. So make sure to go check that out too if you want to hear more of us talking.
Bye.
All right, love you guys. Bye.